All right. Are you ready, boys? Let's get this one going here. Oh, what a fucking shit show already. Yes, hello and welcome to the We Only Do One Take podcast. It's the only podcast on earth that is a complete shit show. That might change after we review the podcast today. I am Turch, and with me is my co-host, the CEO, the bald man of the group. It's Kieran. How you doing, buddy?
Thank you very much. And there we go. I may have timed my shaving of my head not quite right because I could apparently go to a barber tomorrow. But before, that's not important. I want to just say a big thank you to Turch and his fiancée, Jess, because today was very, very stressful. I've started keto again. And
you know what? Before you get into this lovely story, can I introduce our
No,
guest?
we're getting there in a moment. Daniel can wait, right? I'm thanking you, Turch. And this is a quick story, don't you worry. And I was experiencing brain fog, and I had to call up. I was like, I need to find the pesto. And I'm very, very glad. I was like, who could I call that's not going to yell at me and think I'm an idiot? Well, no doubt she does think I'm an idiot, but I'm her idiot in a way. So I called up Jess, and she was able to guide me where to find the pesto. But she thought I was calling her to celebrate that she could start work again. Because of the restrictions. And I felt a little bit like an arsehole because I was like, that's great. But shut up, Jess. I need to know where to find the pesto. So thank you, Jess. And joining us on the podcast today is a very special guest, Daniel. Hello, welcome, right. Daniel.
G'day, how you going?
So Dan, I've had the fortune of coming on your show twice. The Barre Talk, part of the AMR network over there of Australian. Was it Australian?
We used to go by Australian Musicians Radio. Then we pulled a sneaky and just went to AMR Australia because it's less syllables and we're all lazy. And time is money. Well, not money. Yeah. We're not getting any money, but time is precious when it's you're broadcasting. Because if you can say what you need to say in 3 less seconds, it's a bonus, folks. And when you eventually monetize, you're losing money if you say extra words. But welcome.
And that's why we're called the We Only Do One Take podcast, because that name is so short.
What would it be if you what's the word? Instead of saying Queensland Northern Territory Aviation Service Qantas, or what's the word? The anagram or whatever the word is? I can't remember.
An acronym.
Acronym. Yes.
So, like when you just get the letters. Yeah.
So the WODOT.
I don't want to come to government department-y.
WODOT you'd be.
WODOT. It was what we've talked about it before, but I don't think it's ever stuck around. And so, give us a bit of a rundown of what Barre Talk does, because I've been on there a few times, but still people might not know what it is. What does Barre Talk do?
You've caught me out. This is usually. I'm surprised you've jumped into this early, but I'll try my best to explain. So, I hope a lot of your listeners like music, and I hope they like good music, because that's what we do at AMR. We are an independent broadcaster. Totally divulged from any of the major media corporations. Sorry about that. Got the COVID. I mean the flu. I mean the hay fever. Whatever. Anyway, we're totally independent. We play 100%. Mostly, pretty much independent or independent record based Australian, New Zealand, and Pacific Island music. Pretty much most genres. And the podcast I run, which is called
country
Barre
and
Talk.
Western.
Actually, don't say. I bet you my station manager Gareth's listening right now, or is watching. And if you mention country to him, he just gives that look in his eye. He starts twitching. So that's the one genre he doesn't like. So he makes an executive decision.
So how many songs of Slim Dusty's Trucking on 80 have you played?
That's a good question.
80 songs.
It's 80 songs. Shit. I didn't realize, because he released
over
100
4 CDs.
records or something in his career.
What a man! What a man!
But I don't think we have, if to answer your
What a-
question. But yeah, at Barre Talk, we interview an independent musician or an independent artist that's coming out with music. They usually got like an EP or a record coming out, and we chat shit with them. We chat about the music, and it's usually very relaxed. So we drop a couple of the naughty words, folks. I hear that there's none of that.
Oh, we're on YouTube, so we can just we're on podcast land, so we can just drop whatever the fuck you
I
want.
hear-
So it's absolutely fine.
I hear there's none of that
And I
malarkey on
think
this
when
show.
And we're going to do a lot of that, especially when we talk about the Porn Stars podcast as part of our third week of Wanktober here.
Yes.
We are definitely going to drop some naughtier words in the future. But as usual, we start the show off with a couple of rants, things that have annoyed us and really pained us during this week. So it's actually been a quality week because we're out of restrictions. Or out of some restrictions, my partner can go back to, or just go back to work, which is great. But we're going to see people within a 25-kilometer radius, and I can already tell that people are breaking the law, and that's absolutely fine by me. But Kieran, Jess was borrowing from our nurse on call a carpet steam cleaner mini unit.
Mm-hmm. Our nurse on call has a carpet steam cleaner thingamajig.
Yeah, like a little one.
Oh, that's really handy to know. I don't have carpets, but
Why would a nurse be cleaning
yeah.
up carpets? Like, what kind of mess is going on in this house?
Oh, for her house. For her house. Just, like if you just need to clean the carpets, apparently.
Okay.
Apparently, women want to clean carpets, whereas we're just like, I'll give it a vacuum.
see,
That'll
I've got a rug, and someone
There you go.
someone gave me a drink that I didn't want, and so I put it on the floor and I forgot about it, and it tipped over on the rug.
Yes.
And this
You
rug,
I've also seen you spill a drink on your couch.
that's true too. And actually, that's a new couch. So I'm more upset about that being things being spilt on the couch. But the rug really ties the room together, and so we could use. We could use that kind of steam cleaning doobacky device.
Nonetheless, Jess was going, I'm going to steam clean the carpets. I'm like, that's absolutely fine. She was doing it in certain areas and this and that. And I thought it was completely dry. Like we had the fans on in the room to dry everything. And I had to go in there to get my phone charger or something stupid like that. And I was only wearing socks. And this is one of those things in life that every person understands. And that is getting your socks just a little bit wet. And trying to live your life with just wearing those wet socks until you can finally change them. Because that's what I did. I did 1 foot became wet.
You live in your house.
then-
You have
And is that really
plenty of
annoying?
socks. What are you complaining about?
I know. But then this is the worst.
It's not like you're on.
Still
It's,
working.
it's not like you're on camp, and you've accidentally
I know,
walked through a river.
I know. But this is the second part of it. So then I thought, I know what? Maybe I can live with it.
Woo
whatever.
dot socks. We need woo dot socks.
Yeah. Well, I've already got I've got the cups, I've got the glassware. You should get the socks and the spoons, So anyway, I continue on with my day, and then I spill my tea.
And
on
you
the other
should get
sock.
branded. You should get branded
So
socks.
I had 2 wet socks. Yeah.
At least you didn't have odd socks in terms of the drying
That would
scale.
be-
They were both wet by the end of it. Because there's nothing worse than having odd socks.
No, they were all. Yeah, well, it was not even odd socks. One was wet down the bottom and one was wet at the top, and I was very frustrated the whole time.
Why?
you know.
Why didn't you?
The other rant I have is debit and credit charge fees.
No,
Like, we live in a-
Stop. Stop. We're talking about socks, and I'm not going to let you get away with this.
Yeah, exactly. Redongo says, "How the hell do you accidentally walk through a river?" I completely agree. At least you can accidentally walk through a steam clean carpet. You can't accidentally. What is this fucking Oregon Trail? And you just magically a river appears out of nowhere, or the great, what's his name? Moses has finally completed his crossing of the Red Sea, and the Red Sea finally covers all the Egyptians. Fuck my wet socks. There's no way that's possible, Kieran.
No, you can. I can tell you how you accidentally walk through a river, but hang on.
Maybe a creek.
Did the Rosetta Stone have a translation for wet socks from hieroglyphic to Greek? Oh, that's what I'm trying to know. Like, did this actually happen? Is this?
That was the bit that was cut off at the top.
Why didn't you take off your socks? Why did you keep your wet socks on and then spill tea on the other one?
Look, I thought I could. You know what? I can plow through it. I'm a man. I'll just plow through the pain without changing the socks. It's another pair of socks I have to hang up on the washing line. But I didn't.
It's a pair of socks. How many socks do you own?
At least 2.
Okay. Was it washing day? Were they all in the wash?
I can't.
Give me something
I can't really
here.
remember.
Give me
You know what?
something.
Apparently you died of dysentery, so I'm going to just cancel you out of this episode. No, but we're just I don't know. But my second rant is
No.
Like,
No. You can get there in a moment. As the boss, I get to decide this. How do you spill tea on your socks?
I was walking to put my from the kitchen into the study to do my work, and I went around the corner and went like that, and I put my foot forward, and the water fell onto the sock.
All right.
This is Daniel's bad scientific interjection here, and this could be totally bullshit, but I've heard that apparently due to the frequencies with the wave frequencies, when you're walking with an open cup of whatever, by 8 steps, your frequency that you walk will cause whatever you've got in your cup to spill over the side.
Oh, cause the ripples.
Yes.
Yeah. More so if you're a velociraptor. I heard that. That's science too.
What, you reckon velociraptors have more trouble spilling tea on their socks than non-velociraptor species?
They've got little hands. That's why.
These are the questions that paleontologists need to find out for us. They need to answer these questions.
Yes. And also, did you spill tea on the steamed cleaned carpet?
No, I just got it on my other sock that was not already wet.
Mm-hmm.
At least you can chuck the sock in the washing machine, but you can't chuck the carpet in the washing machine.
It's very true.
Church, you're much younger than me. And when things like this happen, you haven't experienced life. And me, who has accidentally walked...
You only started paying taxes 2 years ago.
Shush. And as someone who has accidentally walked through a river, I know how to deal with wet socks. You need to call me. I can help you.
All right. At least I can find the pesto, even if I'm not even in the same supermarket as you. Where's the pesto? In the sauce aisle. Oh, good call.
Hey.
That literally was the conversation that happened.
It was a very good conversation, and I thank you.
I don't blame Kieran for this, because there are so many pestos out there these days. Like, they got the different gradients on how much basil there's in them. Like, I was looking at the other day, and there's normal basil, which is like a little bit of tomato, a little bit of basil, a little bit of garlic, and I don't know, whatever oil shit they put in there that's left over from whatever they've been fermenting in the factory. And then you got your fully, tomato-based ones here, and then you got your double basil or basil only.
No, whoa, sorry, no. Pesto is 3 ingredients: oil, Parmesan cheese,
I forgot about the
basil, and one other thing, and I can't remember.
I know.
4 ingredients. My apologies. And I don't include oil as an ingredient, because oil's just to mess things around. And obviously, it's like saying salt and pepper's an ingredient. It's not. That's just like a cast ketchup. There you go. Cast up ketchup. Okay,
ketchup.
They both start with K's. Pine nuts. That's the other ingredient it has. My apologies, but. In the same sense, it's like they don't put one type of pesto in aisle 3 and then the third type of, second type of pesto in aisle 2. They're all in the same, up and down. They put the cheap home grade stuff at the bottom and the more expensive, more premium brands right at your eye level, so you buy them.
This is a challenge. This is a challenge. How quickly can we find the ingredients that nobody buys that often in the supermarket?
Like what? Name an ingredient that no one buys very often.
I don't know, like.
See what I mean? What's the point?
Pears in a can.
What's in the canned fruit section? This is.
You know what I don't get? Canned mushrooms. Because why don't you just go and buy fresh mushrooms? They're always in season. They don't. There is no season. They grow them in glass houses or whatever, and the lights off. You can grow them any time of year. Why buy canned mushrooms?
Aren't champignons you have to
Yeah, something French.
Them in something? I'm not
just
quite
something.
sure.
Let's just blame the French. That's the default position on this.
The French have to be annoying. I'm going to blame the French. As the Italian of the group, I'm going to blame the French.
Well, yeah,
That's
second
fine.
that as the
That's
second
fine.
half Italian, sure.
We're up for that.
And
boy,
as
should
Italian
I-
by proxy, I agree.
That's it. Well, look, I'm not even going to complain about debit card fees on top of things that you already have to pay on the internet, because I think I've ranted about that before. But Daniel has a rant for us. What have you got for us?
Well, it's actually another supermarket-related rant. I feel like supermarkets are indeed a source of many rants, because at this point in time, that's pretty much the only place we can go to at the moment. It's the supermarket. But
And the reject shop.
is the reject shop open?
Reject shop open.
The reject shop sells candy, which I believe is food. Thus, they are allowed to be opened.
What a
Loopholes.
scam. Is it? But the Kmart sells that too.
I don't know. They're deemed
Kmart sells
like a
lollies.
supermarket.
Really?
Yeah.
Imagine doing your grocery shop. And I bought 2-minute noodles, $50 worth of Christmas ornaments from last financial year, and
And 400
and
mints.
12 gnomes that could all sit in my garden. That's it. Delicious. So you'd be going to the supermarket.
Go to the supermarket, and I'm you know how these, since the pandemic and that, they've set up the sanitation stations at the entrance. So they've got the wipes for the trolleys. They've got the bottle of hand sand. They've got, I don't know what else it is. They've got the guy ready to go with the spray bottles. Like, hello, sir, would you like spray? They've got the whole the whole thing set up. But have you noticed that I was thinking the other day, because there's they were giving out lists of where the ongoing outbreaks have happened, and there's the one that's near where we are, which is at Box Hill Woolies. And I'm thinking, okay, it seems to always be the Woolworths. And then it hit me today when I was at Woolworths why. That the hand sanitizer station at Woolworths is crap. When I went there were no wipes for the trolley, so I couldn't wipe down my dirty ass trolley that 400 people had probably been licking before. The hand sanitizer's from one of those ones they give you a little spray, like you've lifted up a cat's tail and it sprayed piss on you. It was just like, and that's it. And you can you go to rub your hands, my hands are dry. There's not enough.
I had the complete opposite experience. I went into is it Liquorland, the Coles equivalent for the booze shop next to Coles. I think it's Liquorland. I went in there. I had a trolley full of stuff because I just did the grocery shop. I went, I'm gonna buy some beer for tonight. Oh, good. And I sprayed the hand sanitizer, and this thing was like a full it's like a full handful of hand sanitizer for each spray, and I was like, this is disgusting. It's just too much. I'm rubbing it all the way up my arms and this and that. I felt like I'm very clean up to about here. It's a sanitation line next to my tan line. It was a full them trolley lickers. I don't know. It's very. I think you got to go to Coles. Coles must be is Coles slightly more upper class than Woolies. I used to work at Coles, so I'm very biased to where Coles is. Aldi is the best, but where do you rank each of these supermarkets?
Oh shit, that's a good one. Costco definitely down the bottom.
I think
just while we mentioned them.
Costco's down the bottom.
Woolworths is the premium. Coles is mid-range.
I always find Coles at the top. Always find Coles at the top.
What about IGA?
I love Aldi, though.
Where does IGA come into it? Because they're like this. That's like the real.
I don't even think
that's the real snob. That's the real snob.
Country.
We have an IGA near us.
IGA is like your drug addicted uncle. Yeah, he's come in and out of prison. That's what IGA is.
There's always bums out the side. Can I borrow a ciggy, Garland? Sure.
I don't get why in supermarkets, speaking of people bumming a ciggy, why they get special preference to buy cigarettes when I'm already in line. So I'll be lining up behind someone else with a trolley full of stuff. And then instead of serving me next, they'll turn around and serve the guy get him a pack of cigarettes. And it's never I just want the pack of cigarettes. Like, oh, what have you got back there, love? What do you got back there? You got the 25s? You got the 30s? Oh, I don't want any of them. You know what? Can I get a phone card as well? Like, it's a 20-minute ordeal for a pack of cigarettes, and I'm waiting there with a trolley full of shit, ready to take home. My ice cream's melting. My beer's
Church,
getting cold.
Once again, this is when you've got to ring me because I'm older than you. I know how these things work. Let me tell you about.
You are the worst mentor.
Let me tell you
I'm
about.
sorry for anyone that gets you as a mentor.
Let me tell you about shopping centres.
Call me. You're at the shopping centre. You can't choose the correct aisle. Give me a call. I'll tell you where things are.
He obviously knows where the
Keto
ciggies
brain
are.
fog. There's only one aisle here in Australia that the person has to go between the people buying the cigarettes and serving you. So you never go into that aisle.
But that's the one that always have staff on because that's why they. Yes, absolutely.
Hear me out. You obviously don't shop at the right times. There are multiple other queues, and you don't measure it by distance, by how many people are in the queue. You measure it. This is like The Simpsons. You know, you want to find all male, right, and people who don't have an agenda, right, and they just want to get in and out.
What are you telling me? Males don't have an agenda.
You know, they don't want to talk. They don't want to talk to the cashier. They're not going to be fumbling around to find their credit card or their money in their wallet. You know, the Apple Watch. I'm efficient. The card is on here. It is. You know, bam, and I'm out.
So I can tell from what you've told me, Kieran, that I am one of those people you avoid because I always forget to put money on my card before I go to the line. I always. What was the first thing you said? Well, I don't have an Apple Watch, so that's the second one. And what was the other thing you mentioned? It was like fumbling around with the card, and then I can't even remember what you said. Yeah. Anyway, whatever you said at the start, I am that.
A Rolodex of durries.
You have to stereotype. This is the fastest way to get through. Now, as many years of psychology,
Kieran is the racist of the group.
I am very efficient at stereotyping the lines in supermarkets. I know how to get in and out.
Rodongo has asked us, in Australia, don't we have a Rolodex of durries? No, we have to hide them behind the counter and also have them in plain packaging because maybe kids will get enticed to buy cigarettes with people's mangled faces. And what's that guy's name that's on our cigarette packs? Brian. Was he used to be on? Remember the Brian guy? Like he was like dead. He's like. And that was the picture on the
Brian
cigarettes.
3 weeks earlier.
Yeah. Or the gangrenous hand or fingers, yeah.
I remember when
we have to hide them from
I went to an open mic once and a guy he definitely looked like a Brian type, actually wrote a song about Brian the ciggy guy. He's like, "Oh Brian, you smoked like the ciggies, now you're dead." It was the best thing ever.
Yeah, we need a Rolodex worth of that's fantastic. Imagine just dying Brian.
Sushi, like the sushi trains come around, like you see bats.
Yeah, it just comes around.
Here's the Marlboro 30. Quick, grab them before they all go.
So swipe. It's like I was thinking more like a luggage carriage because people looking at them going, I don't think this is mine. I don't think this is mine. I put it back and think, oh, that was mine, actually.
It doesn't smell like menthol. It's not mine.
I bought cigarettes once and I had no idea what I was doing. It was a very good experience.
Very good. Well, you know what? I know a little thing about you in that you bum cigarettes and that's it. Or you used to, at least.
Yeah,
you've grown out of that now. You've got enough money to do that now. But you know why feelings about cigarettes? Too much tax on them.
Church, don't worry. For your Bucks night, you'll have a fine cigar. Or cigars.
A fine cigar. I'm up for that. I'm definitely.
Call up my mate Castro. He'll get you some direct imports. Actually,
I'll wear my hat and everything. I'll be a communist.
I was going to say, with that beard you've got growing there, Church, you could almost pass for old mate Castro when he was back in the revolutionary days. If you put the cap on.
Oh, that's it. Well, that's it. I have to shave this off now because of it being a purely capitalistic libertarian. I can't look anything like a socialist hero who murdered gay people. There's no way in hell.
Come on, join the force.
There's a haircut that's gonna happen soon. I tell you that much. Far out. Well, Kieran, you got some news for us before we get into the wankathon that is the Wanktober podcast review of Porn Stars podcast.
I do. I have some local news.
Local.
40 cows have escaped from Victorian farm.
I was going to say, when you said local, I was going to say, what, is this all the bullshit that your neighbours got up to this week? I didn't realise you had cows next door.
Apart from my druggy neighbours across the road, everyone else is a fine citizen.
Okay. I'll let you continue.
Yeah, and
there's always one druggie neighbour.
The druggies across the road, they don't bother me.
It's a bit rude to call them. It's a bit rude to call them cows. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah, I can go on to why I think they're druggies, but important in Victoria, because normally we have news from America, but 40 cows have escaped from a farm in Victoria. And in fact, when I was living in the country, I used to work at a primary school, and it took me 11 minutes to get there every day, right? I would turn up 9 o'clock on the dot. Except for one time, I actually was running late, and I had to ring up Donna, the receptionist, and I was like, Donna, I'm going to be late. She's like, oh, that's not good. And I said, yeah, there's cows in the middle of the road. I don't know what to do. And she said, well, what colour are they? And I was like, oh, they're all black and they've got calves. Oh, well, that's such and such's. I'll give him a call and get him to come down. True story when you're living in the country. Anyway, 40 cows escaped from a farm in Victoria. And one of them was found less than a mile away after wandering onto a resident's trampoline and becoming stuck. The CFA was called to help rescue the cow. They had to bring in a tractor and a crane.
You know when Homer gets stuck in the tube at the water slide?
Yeah.
And they have to crane him out? That's what I'm picturing in my head.
So,
have you ever? Have you ever seen that? Okay.
Oh, I was going to say, when I was a volunteer firefighter, I was called out to a horse stuck in a dam once.
See, maybe you can get stuck in a river if you're a horse.
No, I'm just talking about shoes getting accidentally wet.
That's right. Okay. Fair enough. Well, horses have shoes.
But
what's this making milkshakes?
Kadoosh.
Oh, yeah. Have you almost hit a black cow at night? Fucking horrible time. No, never experienced that. But I've hit a lot of kangaroos. Anyway, going around the world, Elon Musk has tweeted that the Model S will be priced at $69,000 $420 because he's a child.
Nice.
Yeah, well, he's got enough money to be a child.
That's $69,420 if you didn't quite get that.
Yeah, but like in Australia, that's like $100,000, so it doesn't really matter for us unless it's across the board. Like it's $69,420, and then like the Filipino dollar, whatever that is.
Or
that doesn't really bother me.
Imagine if he did that in Venezuela, it'd be like 3 cents.
That's right. You're giving them away. Yeah. Hopefully their windows are up to par. That's my big thing. Like, remember when he shot the window or threw a brick through the window at the press conference and it broke?
So are these Model S's, are these the Lego brick cars that we saw a couple of years back? Is this the one or is this the new one?
This is the new Model S.
Okay. So I hope he's worked on the windows.
Look, I guess.
As the CEO, he doesn't get down to the details of the windows. He's more of a big picture guy.
Yeah, that's right.
Just focuses on doing meme pricing.
40,000 feet. That's where CEOs operate. We don't operate at 10,000 like Turch does.
Yeah, that's right.
We're big picture thinkers. We're visionaries.
Well, if you're in Elon's, if you're in Elon's case, you shoot up past 40,000 and miss Mars.
Oh.
In some, in a Tesla.
Yeah. Put you right in the car, Kieran. You could be in the cockpit of a car. Mm-hmm. We'll send you straight up. That'd be great. That'll be... Finally,
And in my final news story, because I'm ignoring you, pornographic noises heard during Baltimore school board meeting. Call for investigation underway. Noises that sounded like
That's
a
it.
sexual encounter were heard during a Baltimore County School Board meeting on Tuesday. The Board of Education and Superintendent Dr. Darrell Williams said they were very concerned about the incident that happened near the end of the Board of Education's meeting on Tuesday night, when inappropriate audio was heard by those in attendance. Now, reading this, I just actually think that someone high up was bored and doing a bit of fun stuff. And have now taken well, we must get on this and find out who it is, and I'll chair that meeting.
Where did the sound? Where was the sound coming from? Did it specify? Was it coming from like the PA speakers, or was it coming from someone's laptop? Like, did they get to the bottom of where? Did they explain? Did the article explain exactly where the sound was originating from?
Well, the meeting was conducted via Zoom. And not everyone had their cameras turned on.
That's good. That's good. So I was picturing more
But
of a
they do not know
police academy sort of thing.
They do not know if someone hacked the meeting, which could be a possibility.
It's always with old people. If something goes wrong in a meeting, I was hacked. Absolutely hacked. Gone. I didn't mean to give my credit card information to the nice elephant on the screen. I was obviously hacked. It's just like, they're always like that. I was thinking more in my head, like with the sounds. You know, in Police Academy where he hires the prostitute and he puts the prostitute underneath the podium, and the prostitute starts giving him a blowjob in front of the very important president. I'm just thinking of something like that.
I'm just thinking school kids could have potentially hacked it as well.
It's fun. It's fun.
Yeah. That would be hilarious.
What's his name? Have you seen Too Mad on YouTube? No. He's got a channel and he just gets into Zoom meetings and he's like, "I've come to listen to the news," and he's great. He just tacks into all these lectures and stuff, and he's like got his big black man body out and he's shaking it around. It's great. I would highly recommend that if you got some. Need something to watch.
I'll have to YouTube it. Hey,
you'll have to have some private time. Actually, I was going to say, hey YouTube. Actually, I just realized I was going to look at the camera, but never mind. I've got my laptop set up over here, and I got you guys set up over here. I'm switching between here to read the comments and here to sort of look pretty and ugly for your lovely audience. But what I was going to say, Kieran,
it's fine.
Well, don't
call our audience lovely.
Okay, you call them wankers, don't you? I think Turch has run this through me. He's run me through this before when he guessed it on mine. He says we call our audience wankers, and that's all they deserve.
Right. So this explains why Turch was experiencing all that fluid all over his arm and all over his hands. And he had to rub it in. I get it now. I understand.
He didn't explain what the fluid was, but he said it was mayonnaise. So okay, I figured he had a chicken sandwich before we started recording, so it's all good.
We do have a nurse on call, so we can get some expert medical opinion.
And if you get any stains on the carpet, they've got the steam cleaner.
We're all good. I prefer an aioli myself. I like it a little bit tangy, but that's a different story altogether, maybe for another time of the night. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and everyone on YouTube, it is time for a segment on the show that I do with Dan on Barre Talk, and that is the alcohol review. Here we go.
Now it's time for the alcohol review.
Taking the piss out of the piss.
Delicious. Dan, do you want to lead us on this one?
I'm gonna go mobile for a sec because so I'm doing Soaptober. I've just come up that with my head, similar to you guys doing like a little Wanktober. I'm not drinking this month, so it's actually a non-alcohol review. But I've got to get it out of the fridge, so I'm gonna go for a walkie, and you guys are gonna follow me. Hang on. What's this shit?
Oh, how exciting! This is our first adventure we've ever done, Kieran.
Yeah.
This is.
I've done many adventures from the lounge room to places.
All the girls in the audience are going to yell at you about your fridge.
Can I say that is a very well-stocked fridge? A very well-stocked fridge.
You gotta get an Asian in your house, Kieran.
We're very multicultural over here. Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Here we go. Ah, yes.
So what have
Sorry-
we got
sorry
today?
for
'Cause
making
last
you-
time I was on your show, I think you did, what was it? Peach flavored Pepsi. I think that was the one.
Oh, the new
mango flavored Pepsi.
God, that
Flavoured
was...
Pepsi,
Ooh,
and
have
that
I
was-
just turned off my... There we go. Sorry,
That's
guys.
right.
Yes.
Yeah, and that
it
was an experience for everybody.
Yeah, no, it was the new Pepsi Max Mango, and it was okay, but you can go back to that episode that me and Turch did to find out the full review. However, I was going through the aisle the other day at the supermarket, and I found these bad boys here. Can't know if you can see and read that there,
Ooh,
but
blood
it is
orange. You can't go wrong with blood orange.
yes, but it's in the same section of the aisle that the kombucha was in. Now, I have reviewed kombucha this month, and I was not impressed. But it's from the same guys that make kombucha. It's Remedy, and it's a Switchel sugar-free blood orange. And it is, how many mils is it?
Fucking love blood
250
orange.
mils. Let's see if it has any what I call drink wank, which is like the fancy sort of, ooh, this is made from fresh ingredients from the Sardada region of Switzerland. But it says here, Switchel, say what now? Everything old is new again, pairing apple cider vinegar and ginger. Thirsty farmers swigged on this traditional old-school live cultured drink. Full of natural goodness, give it a swirl before you give it a whirl. So yeah,
It sounds
that's
like too
what
much
we've
effort
got.
already.
It
I do
does,
like
but
blood
hope-
orange though.
Do people actually read that though?
I do. On this,
Okay.
specifically for the thing. So I mean, this is it's. I
the
think it's purely
podcast.
for the reviewers. That's what
Sounds
I think
fucked.
the aim is.
We're keeping the thing simple. So how about we crack that one open? Because I do love blood orange. I think blood orange is an underrated flavor. And we need more things like it. The San Pellegrino blood orange drink is fantastic, and there's lots of alcohols that have a blood orange taste to it. But it's underrated, and it's not as common as I'd like it to be at some restaurants.
Yes,
That's
but
all I'll
it
say
is
about
always
blood
it is always a winner in my book, Turch. I absolutely agree with you on that. But let's get the old opening. I'm going to get this nice and close to the mic for you so we can get our little bit of ASMR on. Hang on. No, it's fucking tiny. I can't open it. Get it with my teeth, right?
Oh.
Hang on. Oh, I got a good grip now, folks.
Well, I'm fully erect now, so I think we can.
Yeah, well, it was hard to
I think this has
open.
been a
I
highly
hope you're hard as well.
How's your leg room? Because I don't do reviews unless I've got adequate leg room.
What do you get like a little flinch every time you try and review something with your leg? You try and kick out or something, Kieran? Is that what happens?
So he taps on his knees, and it's like,
You know, movies
Tap.
movies will never get 5 stars unless I can recline.
That's true.
That's fair. That's fair. I agree on that one. All right, are you ready for
No,
me to take a sip?
don't
Carlos?
validate this stupid
Thank you.
opinion.
Thank you.
All right. God damn it.
Validated.
Now, I've got the I can smell the vinegar too. Because I'm just giving it a sniff now. If you're listening to the podcast, I've got it. I'm giving it the good old nose.
Kieran, how
Yeah,
about
I
you
can
describe what's happening on screen, and that way Dan can do the proper tasting as it should.
Okay. He's currently making love. Sweet, sweet love. He's taken his lips. He's put them over the hole. And-
Oh.
And he's coupling it with his hand.
Sounds like it'd be good on salad.
And he's taken a gulp.
Oh dear. Whew. Actually, that was actually pretty good. I wouldn't have expected a vinegar to go well in a drink, but when it's sort of it's like the tanginess from the vinegar meets the sourness from the blood orange, and they're not overpowering each other. So actually, it's pretty good, and it's not overly sweet either, which for something without sugar I would expect. But you don't need it doesn't feel like it needs sugar. It's just
good.
nice and tangy. So I'm actually normally I buy shit that I think is going to taste terrible, but this is actually not bad.
Put it on the list, Kieran, for the next time you're at the shops.
No, I don't like being told what to buy.
Oh, yeah. Turch, where's the pesto? Beautiful. Beautiful. Kieran, do you have a drink? Oh, wait. Do you usually give it a rating? I can't remember if you give it a rating.
Yes. So I give this one, I actually give this one 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5 sugar-free blood oranges. So, yeah, 4 out of 5 caressing the cans, we'll say.
But because of COVID, you're going to have to bring that down to a 2.
Why is that?
Not enough leg room.
Yeah. I don't have enough leg room here.
Kieran?
My drink's
Kieran, what do
almost
you
out.
have over
There's
there?
multiple factors that impact a drink.
Oh, Kieran, what are you drinking?
Thank you very much for asking, Touch. And in fact, hold the line. You two talk. I'm going to make myself a drink, and I'll review it.
Okay. Fantastic.
Okay. He's
Go
going
do that.
to do a classic. He's doing a classic. He's leaving the desk, isn't he?
Let me finish this drink here.
I don't think he's coming back, to be honest.
Oh no! Oh shit!
Look at this! What
Gotta
a man!
hold the ship. Can I?
This.
And I'll do my best. I should do my
we got
best Kieran impersonation because I have been listening to the episodes.
Please do, because
It's like, now, Turch,
very
Turch,
good.
you'll say
Well,
something
look,
like, "Oh, I had this problem the other day. Oh, I was going to the shops and then I couldn't get this." Now, Turch, this is what you've got to do. You just don't understand. I've been doing this for years. You just got to understand that you got to do it this way. I've been. Turch. I know he doesn't do the hand thing, but that's how I imagined he would do. Yeah, it's a wog thing. You guys don't think I'm wog.
We can't
with
stop.
the last
you
name
can't,
like
you
Pern.
can't, like, as much. People that only have even 5% wog in them will still do the hand thing. It's one of those things. Oh look, I'm gonna keep my drink thing simple. I have a lovely we only do one take podcast glass. Scotch glass here right now. We are just drinking a very nice little bit. It's actually quite a lot of Gentleman Jack. If you're going to drink Jack Daniels, you might as well spend the extra $10 and buy a nice bottle of that and go the Gentleman Jack. It's a lot smoother. It's nice with one ice cube. That's what's melted in here at the moment. It leaves little streaks on the glass, which always means it's a little bit nicer. But that's what we've got going on here. A nice Gentleman Jack, and it keeps me, it's good for your bones, lots of calcium, minerals, and apparently it keeps you, regular as well. So it's all the good health factors with the alcoholness that you need to survive a week at work. So bottoms up, ladies and gentlemen.
As a good friend of mine that does enjoy whiskey says, the lady's got legs with those little streaks, and if the lady's got legs, it's a good whiskey.
Absolutely. But Kieran's been making a drink. Looks like he's got his ingredients, and we're ready to rock and roll now. Kieran, what have you got for us over there?
Oh, sorry, I've just read the comment. Is it just me, or would Kieran's planning make a fantastic YouTube miniseries? And
Kieran's explaining, I'd watch that.
There is a hidden YouTube miniseries, and it's called Gourmet Goreng, where a friend of mine and I make meringue noodles gourmet.
I do remember that.
But it's not on YouTube.
No, okay,
it's private viewing only.
I've watched all of these,
yes.
and basically what happens is the two blokes who are really drunk decide to make meringue, and then none of it looks tasty at all. And then the third video, they're meant to make it, and never gets made.
No, it does get made, and we do eat it. And we because it's generally about 3.
Not in the third episode.
Oh yeah, we've had some specials.
That's like those movies.
Special.
If you hype it up,
explaining.
No,
I was going to say
it's generally
the
about
point of your
3 a.m. and we're shit faced. We're shit faced, and it does take a while. You know, being shit faced to cook 2-minute noodles can take a good hour and a half, especially when you've got to chop up onion.
You know what?
You've got to think about your herbs and your
The
spices.
important thing is. Yeah, just like calling Jess and Jess edition. You know what, Kieran? The good thing is that once we can finally get out of this lockdown and we can go over to each other's houses, we are doing the lasagna. Was it the lasagna bake-off?
The lasagna bake-off. That's right.
Which is going to be very exciting to see whose lasagna reigns supreme.
You're going to lose, Church, because I'm
apparently so.
no. I am going to rig it. The judges will be bribed. It will be in my favour.
Yes, a true politician over here.
They're gonna take the bribes and still vote for me.
No, it's going to have to be blind.
And then you can't even say, "Oh, I gave him a bribe," because then we know you're cheating.
Church.
See.
Church.
Gotta be a thinker. Gotta be a thinker.
You don't think how I think strategically. If you're not going to win, you create a new category.
Did you just tell everybody on the show that you're going to bribe people? How is that thinking strategically?
Church, you don't understand, all right? You're much younger than me, all right? You don't know how to stand in shopping lines, okay? You get held up by people buying the cigarettes.
Do your drinks review.
Okay.
We have to still review a whole podcast. Can we just do your drinks review?
You just don't understand this world, all right? So I think my planning abilities are quite fine. So thank you very much. I think we should do an episode on that.
Thank you, Redondo.
Ladies and gentlemen, I don't have the stout edition, which I thought I did. But I am drinking the Jameson Triple Distilled. And
oh, nice.
And to me, the stout edition's much better than this edition.
And
and
the cask one is good as well.
Yes. But I'm drinking the Jameson, the Irish whiskey, and here it is. It's very nice.
Beautiful.
And I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5.
Yeah. What's it called? The Gentleman Jack is a 4 to 4.5. 4.25. Let's go right.
And
there.
that's right, because
very specific.
I drink things much better than you because I'm older and I know about life. And you're much shorter than me as well, Turch. You know, you can't see the world from my eye level. I get to see more things than what you can.
It's the ivory tower over here, everyone.
Yeah, well, you know.
All right, let's
built on a foundation of sand.
What I want to know is, I have one question for you, Kieran. You keep mentioning, I know life. I've been around longer than yous. Mm-hmm. At what point did you transition from I know nothing, Colonel whatever it is from Hogan's, I know nothing, to, oh, yes, I know everything. I'm sitting above here in my whatever ivory castle. I'll laugh at you guys. What was the exact pinpoint? What was sorry, excuse me, can I speak English properly? What was the exact moment you transitioned from the one naive little bitch you were to the refined and sophisticated, knowledgeable philosopher you are now?
It happens overnight. I think it's when that moment when they crown you with a...
Cram you with what?
It's when they give you the title doctor. And at that point you become a very wise person and you are far superior to a peasant like Turch.
Well, as a peasant that owns 2 houses, let's just continue on with the show. Look, this show is becoming a bit of a shit show, but that's okay because during this whole month of October, we've been listening to podcasts hosted by porn stars. In the first episode, obviously, we listened to the one with Christy Love. The second episode with Dan the Man last week was with Bridget B. And this week, we've got Dan on the show again, another Dan on the show, to review a podcast.
Just call me Big D.
Lelu Love.
Just call me Big D because my station, one of my other co-hosts, one of our other people from AMR started to call me Big D the other day, and apparently that's now sticking as my radio name. But I used to also go by DP, which for those of you in the porn world, is another stands for something else. Double penetration.
I think we can fix that up. That's okay. We'll just do it like this then. So what we've got now.
So you can call me DP or double or Big D. That's fine.
I think Big DP suits you pretty well. I think we'll go with the double just for this special episode of this review. So we reviewed a podcast. I don't even know what the full name of this podcast is. I'm just going to call it the Lelu Love. It's some weird long name, but it's called the Lelu Love podcast. So she is a porn star that, from what I could understand, does porn only with her husband as the male porn star. She has been with him for a while. They seem to have one child together, and I think she talks about having a second child and losing it in another episode. But then in this episode, she talks about children as well. But this show here easily the hard.
I would like to sum up for the listeners right now what this show is all about.
Thank you. Please, do you have a clip?
Could you please play my clip number 2?
I can play your clip number 2. Let me just select my board here. And clip number 2, you said?
And ours is like, so I was just like, B's like, but I just like to do it because to me, roping me in my vagina. And thinking back, I'm like, I would have rather them touch my butthole. So.
Oh my God, you did so much work. You put together a clip. You put together. I'm so impressed.
I knew you'd be proud. I knew.
He's just speechless.
So this show, from what I can understand, boys, was her describing that they're going to Disneyland with the family, with her husband and her I think a child, and then what she's going to eat, and then talking about the porn things she's filmed.
So I read this,
and that was it.
I read this podcast as you get to know about the behind the scenes of porn. And I was like,
me too.
I was like, wow, 240 episodes. This is pretty interesting. She's talking about costumes, and I'm like, is this the costume she's going to be wearing on her porn set, or what the fuck's going on? And what?
Well, let's start it right at the beginning, because she describes that on so this is episode 240 for her, and the previous episode was a shitty episode.
And welcome to episode 240, I'm pretty sure. Does that say, 240,
yeah,
right?
It was 38 was the hangry, angry, me being a straight up biatch one. And I was sitting in this chair, ironically. And you didn't hate me, but you didn't like me very much at that moment. But, I didn't like me, and everything was wrong. So.
And it was right before a trip.
Yeah.
So.
But I was starting my period, but we didn't know that at that time.
Okay, there's so much to unpack in just that one clip. But she was sitting in her chair, ironically, and doing a show, and then she was angry because they were about to go on a trip, but she also discovered she was on her period. But they still did an episode of the show, which isn't live.
And was it episode 240? But no, it was episode 38.
Yeah, 238, I think they said. So the 239, they don't, there's a missing link between these two episodes in a numeric order, and I kind of don't understand. But one thing she does on this show is that she complains, but then she backtracks on that.
It was definitely a trying week for and I always feel so guilty saying trying. It's I know that there's people out there that have real serious issues.
I hate when people do this, when they go when they're like, oh, I had such a bad week, this and that, but I know people are doing it worse out there. Just say, tell me what happened in your week that was that bad. But she never tells us what's actually bad during the week. She just says, it's been a really bad week. I've been dressing up in costumes. Yeah, I'm really sitting ironically. What the hell was going on there? But we definitely know that she, one, definitely doesn't edit her show whatsoever. And two, I think they share a microphone. I think.
I'm that's okay, because we did our first 10 episodes with guests and sharing mics. But we sort of went past episode 10 and went, shit, we're all right at this, we'll invest in some more technology.
That's right. Now, so also, she doesn't speak. I think she's trying to think faster than her mouth can actually say the words. Here we go.
I had like a day where I was just like, shut off all emotion because if I let everything just hit me right now, I'm going to just be a nutcase. So I was just like, not Eeyore, but what's just the...
No, that was pretty accurate.
Okay, so I was just Eeyore all day because...
Even her husband's a mushmouth. Like, I know they're not professional broadcasters, and this show looks like for a very niche audience. Like, obviously, just her followers on her porn website. But in the same sense, like, you would think that they would try and clean it up just a little bit. Just for the sake of clarity.
Well, Church, I can tell you why they don't clean it up. If you could play my clip 4.
Absolutely. 1 second, yeah.
Just everything that I had been planning was just getting pooped on. I was like, next,
What?
Well, she gets pooped on. That's why they don't clean...
Oh, she gets pooped on. She does get pooped on, I guess.
Because
I don't know. I'm not...
who knows what the context is behind that? You can't really tell with the profession that she does. But on the point you were mentioning about her thinking faster than she speaks, you're absolutely right. Because you know how when the episode started, it wasn't the intro music or anything. It was just a clip of like halfway through. And it was the most unintelligible sentence I could ever go. It was something, I don't know if you've got a clip of it there. But it was like
I do. And I picked up something.
Oh, you do?
Clip 1, please, Church.
Play it.
I'm going to have a COVID vagina. I'm going to have a COVID vagina.
I've got a clip like that.
That's what all I got from the introduction.
But that's all I got from the introduction.
Something like, I don't wash down there. COVID vagina. It's just...
Well, there actually is a little bit of a saga that I picked up on. I don't know if you boys did as well, but there's definitely a saga about makeup. But
if you're going to showcase a part, and this is my feedback about it. If you're going to showcase a part of your podcast, at least make sure you're accentuating your syllables.
Or just pick something that's actually of quality or gets people interested. I guess COVID vagina did get us into the show. But the important thing was they should have focused on the makeup saga. Did anyone pick up on the makeup saga that happened? Because look, these people are going to Disneyland. But let's figure this out.
I can't.
Okay, let's figure this out.
I can't remember. I know I got a clip of the makeup saga, and I'm looking at my notes going...
Well, I've got a bunch of clips of the makeup saga. This was my favorite bit of the episode. Let's continue with the makeup saga.
I'm already like 95% packed. All I got left to do is like my makeup, which it's never really needed, but I just like to do it because like I like wearing makeup at Disney and it makes me feel like a pretty, pretty princess. So I do it.
What a humble brag. I don't really need makeup, but I just like to wear it. Okay, cool. No worries at all. You're packing your makeup. That's great. But
don't fuck with my face.
Okay, well, we'll get to that.
Technically, I guess they probably... maybe not the campground, but Disney probably has thousands and thousands of dollars of makeup. Hundreds of thousands.
So her husband goes, but if you forget your makeup, I'm sure Disney has lots of it. But then,
is that what they were saying?
This is when
I totally missed that.
Okay, good. This is when
I'm
the
not
conversation
surprised
goes
you missed it.
This is where the conversation gets even stupider. So let's continue on.
Oh, yeah, but I can't go in there and be like, hey, do me up, daddy.
So she's gone, I can't just go into Disney and say, hey, put makeup on me. But then it gets to the...
Okay, but stop, pause for a sec, pause. I literally thought she was talking about they were doing porn in Disney. That's what I actually thought this show was about. And then all the different costumes she was going to wear. Nowhere did I...
you are 100% right. This show is about her going to Disneyland with her family, mind you, her daughter... And she will be going not only to Disney, but filming pornography there.
Okay, so that's
what's happening.
I was correct.
You are on the right track. It took me... Yeah, and I've got clips to prove it. But let me continue this makeup saga. The reason why she doesn't want Disney to do her makeup is because of this.
Not even the makeup, because I'm pretty good at doing my own makeup. And I just don't like people touching my face. That gives me like severe anxiety.
Okay, so no, she doesn't like people touching her face. Mind you, she is a porn star. I don't get that. But then the last clip here... is for the makeup saga. This is how it ends.
I would be, I'm not saying do this, but less offended for somebody like groping me like in my vagina and butthole area than somebody literally touching my face. And like, I know that's weird to say because like I've been groped both ways, and thinking back, I'm like, I would have rather them touch my butthole.
So she doesn't want anyone touching her face,
okay,
but she'll take jizz on her face.
Yeah.
So maybe here's the moral of the story. She should ask the Disney employees to give her a Brazilian instead. Like that,
Goofy's
isn't that
all
what
over
you
that.
would think?
But no, I'm just thinking to myself, I understand groping a butt. I guess I understand groping a vagina, but how do you grope a face? like an alien coming, like on the aliens from
face
the
hugging
alien coming out. Like what is face huggers? What does it actually mean to grope a face? That was the thing that intrigued me the most about all that. But there's a second saga that goes on in this podcast, and that is what they are going to eat while they're at Disneyland.
Yes, this was my favorite bit. Are you gonna play the words what they're gonna eat? Because I've got a rant for this.
Okay.
I think we've got
here we go.
similar.
I think we've got the exact same clips.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. So this is what they're gonna do.
So we can do. So this time we're gonna do a lot more bone broth. So like in the morning it's gonna be like bone broth, eggs, and like Aaron McKenna's, because that's literally our first stop. Like we leave here, we are going straight to Aaron McKenna's.
Okay, so Aaron McKenna's, I did some research, is like a bakery. So this is what their diet is going to be like while they're at Disneyland.
Because like for breakfast each morning, we're gonna have like some donuts and like crumb cakes, and it's gonna be super delicious. I'm super excited. With some bone broth, because I didn't know how much protein bone broth has in it. Like chicken stock doesn't. Bone broth has 9 grams of protein per serving. So we're gonna have some of that with breakfast with some eggs. Lunch is going to be bone broth, because you can only process about 30 grams of protein per, like, I guess, eating segment. I don't know how long that lasts or whatever. So when we have lunch, we're going to drink 3 servings of bone broth each.
Okay. And then, at the end of the night, for close off their night, this is how they go. This is dinner.
Finish the day with more bone broth, because that's always our issue at the end of the night. It takes like 30, 45 minutes to eat. Now we're just going to suck down some bone broth while we take our showers and get clean and ready for the next full day.
So they're going to have a shower and drink bone broth. And all I could think of when I was thinking of bone broth, all I could think of was this.
So when we have lunch, we're going to drink 3 servings of bone broth each.
Briefly, though, ultimate bone broth, ladies and gentlemen, is the strongest, purest bone broth you're going to find from chicken. Then it's got the chaga mushroom, it's got the bee pollen, it's got the alfalfa, it's got all the things known for bones, ligaments, strength. It tastes pretty good, but if you mix it in with whey and then fruit and stuff, it tastes amazing. You mix it with milk, it tastes like Ovaltine if it's mixed in with some fruit and sugar.
I'm just thinking, so all I'm thinking is Alex Jones, I gotta get the bone broth with the Ovaltine. like, the fuck is going on? How is this behind the scenes of porn?
This is the connect. So this is what you meant by the Alex Jones thing, because you messaged me the other day about it. I'm not an Alex Jones connoisseur. Yeah. I should probably get into him, but this is what you meant. I get it now.
He's a madman. He's amazing. He's absolutely amazing.
Don't put fluoride in the bone broth, otherwise it'll turn you gay.
No, you can't do the bone broth. No, you can't. Otherwise, you'll turn the frogs gay. You don't want gay frogs drinking bone broth, because then they might get the manpower. Volty mind.
They'll make you join the globalist elite. It's making me mad.
As long as we don't join the intergalactic space pedophiles, I think we'll be okay. That's the important one.
Church, there was also something else very confusing in this podcast.
This great show.
Could you play my clip 9?
Mm-hmm. I've only got 8 clips.
There should be a clip 9.
Well, while you're trying to search it, I was going to bring this up. Can I bring up the point I was going to make about that I messaged you about the other day? It took me, I think, about 3. It took them I think they had to say it 3 times before I realized they were actually saying bone broth, but their accent made it sound like bum broth. And here I am thinking,
Redongo has said
okay,
the exact same thing.
I know you're like a porn star. I know you like going down on the asshole. But bum broth, I mean, you drink that shit every day? Oh, yuck.
I've got your clip number 9, Kieran. Would you want to set it up for us again? What was clip number
All
9?
right. So there was, yes, I have to agree. It sounded like bum breath, which is I couldn't get my head around that.
It's got a lot of protein in it, apparently.
But I was also very
9 grams per serve.
I was
Sucking it down in the shower.
And we do know from our nurse on call that a news article that we read a few weeks ago, people with digestive issues can take a capsule of someone else's poo. Yes, so maybe it does.
That's right.
Maybe bum broth is medically good. But I was also confused.
We only do one take bum broth.
I should review some bum broth on my next alcohol review.
Alex Jones does eat ass. That's true. So he might be also talking about bum broth. It tastes like Ovaltine if you mix it with whey, so we're good to go.
And all of that fun stuff. So, but I was also very confused by something else in this podcast, which is my clip number 9.
Yes. Okay, number
9. So I've been pregnant twice. We have 1 kid, and I think it was with our child that we have. Like, it was painful. Like, it was like the implantation. Like, I thought I was going to the hospital. I thought I had kidney stones. I hurt so bad. I had some spotting for a couple days.
Because that thing you had this time was nowhere even near that. That was just like, I got a poop cramp.
I remember this clip. Go, please.
So I heard I've been pregnant twice. Okay, I've got 1 child. Okay, you've had an abortion. And
no, she had a miscarriage. I read it on her website.
Okay, but now you're telling me about. Wait, were you experiencing some level of cramp that was similar to childbirth? Did you think that you were having another child? Did you not know that you were having your first child? There were so many things that I could not understand in that clip.
I didn't know what was going on in that part there, but I do know that her next baby, because I think she thought she was pregnant. I think that's
I got that as well.
Because this clip here made me think that.
I wash my hands before I change sanitary anything down there, and then I wash my hands again. I know women don't do that. And I'm like, how many times do I have to wash my hands? I'm going to have a COVID vagina. Like, it's literally thoughts go through my mind. Like, and then, like, what if I am pregnant? Like, okay, my baby get COVID.
So her brain went from, I wash my hands because after I use my sanitary pads and stuff like that, I wash them before and after. Be nice and safe. But how many times do I have to wash them? Because maybe I'll give my unborn child COVID. Amazing. I don't. This is why porn stars should be the elite people in Mensa, I think.
So I'm glad you translated that to English, because I had no clue what was going on in that part.
Yeah, did I?
I really torture myself to make sure I can make as many jokes as possible. Look, the important thing is that she wears costumes for pornography. Is everyone into cosplay during porn? I know I'm not, because I want to see the chick naked, but that's just me. But some people get off to weird things, and that's fine. So what she's doing, she's going to dress up for porn.
We're not getting there till later in the day, so I have a full gown that I'm wearing where I'm going to be the Red Queen, because we're doing like Alice in Wonderland theme. B is going to be the Mad Hatter, and it's going to be super cute and funny.
I would never call porn cute. Like, if porn is cute, it's you half chub at best, you know. But let's continue on, because she's going to be Winnie the Pooh. She's got a Winnie the Pooh outfit.
Speaking of fetishes, Turch, I'm going to send you guys a pic in the chat. There's a feet pic on her website. I'm sending it to you now.
Well, while we listen, while we listen to, look at the feet pic, we're going to listen to how she's going to dress up as Winnie the Pooh.
And they like a spin on Winnie the Pooh, or it could be like Moana. Like
That's the problem. It's not going to be anybody. It's just going to be a yellow tutu with a red top.
Yeah, but if I do Winnie the Pooh, I got ears.
So, I don't know if you guys caught that, because that was very hard to understand. It took me a while. But what she's saying is she's going to dress up as Winnie the Pooh in a pink tutu and a red top. And her husband goes, but that could be any character. And she goes, no, because I will have Winnie the Pooh ears on. And that's how people will know.
Church,
that
I'm so glad you're here, because I sort of got this as there's, I don't know how else to say this. In academia, there's international students who are still learning English, right? And they write assignments, and you sort of have to take a step back when you read it and go, okay, yes, the content's there. It's just grammar, right? Yes. And they're learning, and so we'll pass this. This, I was listening to it going, what the fuck? Like, what? I can't...
I have a superpower.
I can't even...
I have this superpower to decipher retards.
I can't.
I really do have the superpower to
figure this out.
Decipher retards. But Kieran, yeah. So I don't know what it is with Disney and women. It seems like Disney turns women into 5-year-old girls.
I'm excited. A lot of costumes. B lets me dress him up. He's already wearing a Mickey Mouse shirt now because he's so excited. We're so excited. Disney.
I don't like Disney is this giant conglomerate that is trying to monopolize the entertainment industry, and women, I don't know why they love it so much, because it's actually like this big, like there's so many things out there that say Disney is not good for the entertainment industry because of how much of basically a monopoly that they have, or this.
Come on, Turch. Come on, Turch. If Disney offered you enough money, they'd buy you out. Let's face it. Come on,
of course,
admit it now.
Of course, because I'm not an idiot. Yeah, if the We Only Do One Take podcast it ever gets on Disney Channel, I will clean up. That's like crazy. Don't worry, I'll sell it for, George Lucas ain't got nothing on me when selling out. That's fine by me. But I'm still saying that they're not a good company, because they're such a look. They're very good. They know what to buy. They know they've bought. They put out all the George Lucas stuff, which technically means that Howard the Duck is now a prince. They've got all the Star Wars stuff and completely ruined that. They've got all the
Means Jar Jar Binks is a Disney princess.
Absolutely, absolutely. That just means everyone in the Indiana Jones is now a king and all that sort of stuff. The Marvel things, that means they're totally destroying all that because they're just pumping so much of it out there. It's just ruining it and devaluing the whole thing. Like people are getting fatigued from it and stuff like that. But I just don't get the fascination. Like, yes, there's all these princess things, but at the end of the day, they're a big organization that doesn't want anybody to have anything else. And it's like the Microsoft model. They own basically 95% of the world's PCs.
Church,
90% of
just
PCs.
Shush for a second.
Yes,
Disney, we love you. You are a great organization, and we look forward to partnering with you in the future. Do not listen to the chief financial officer. He's just a numbers guy. Speak to me, the CEO.
Yep. Yeah. Look at this Jewish nose. I can join your organization, Disney. Look at that. That's a Jew nose. I've got an accounting degree and a Jew nose. Look at that. Look at that bad boy. Look at that bad boy. You want to hide the fact that, some of your executives may have touched the little children? That's fine. Look at his nose. We're good to go. We're good to go.
Now, I know exactly why you've got a measuring tape in your bathroom, and I thought it was to measure something else.
It gets bigger every year, boys.
The truth hath been exposed. And it was funny when I was at my old work. We had a trivia session, and one of the questions was, "What was Walt Disney afraid of?" And I just blurted out, "Jews." And then my team leader just gave me a glare. Of course, the answer was mice, but nobody laughed. It's like, oh god, I made an un-PC joke that I could probably get in trouble with, and nobody laughed. The pain.
Well, Kieran, do you know what the issue? Do you know what the issue is with wearing a tutu if you're going to dress up as Winnie the Pooh with a tutu? Let's have a listen.
You've worn tutus in the past, and you seem to tutu figure it out.
Yeah. First of all, they were like ones that barely covered my butt, and it wasn't during COVID.
So the issue with wearing tutus is that they barely cover her butt, and it's COVID. I mean, pretty. I thought that was. But this is the best joke. This is the best joke. This is the funniest thing that happens during the show.
I'm going to be in R2D2 or R2DD2, and B's going to be wearing a shirt that says pew pew and has stormtroopers on it. That's like probably going to be my favorite outfits of the trip.
The funny thing about her saying she's going to be R2DD2 is that she is more flat-chested than I am.
I was going to say, at least that was funny, because you usually expect with porn stars, they're usually pretty good on the puns. Let's face it. They're usually like putting in these really, really crass puns. I think that was the only one in the entire episode.
Yes.
It's like,
yeah, absolutely. There was no comedic joke. Even as the duo of a husband and wife team, they seemed to have very little to no chemistry. They couldn't bounce off each other. He just didn't say much. He would say something, and then she would
bounce
go on
off
these
each
long...
other. Bounce off each
well,
other.
Well, there's enough video that they obviously do bounce off each other, but that's a completely different medium.
Maybe all their bit chemistry is in their other medium. Yeah.
Maybe that. Well, speaking of her other medium, she makes certain kinds of videos, and this was a type of video that she was making.
The next one is the vlog, deep throating, blowjob, sex, lingerie, SPH, JOI, cuckolding, makeup. So if you don't know, SPH is small penis humiliation. So if you got a little dick and you want me to make fun of it, I will do that for you.
So just to let you know, the We Only Do One Take podcast for $20 or whatever she's paying, we'll halve the amount. We will make fun of your small penis or any size penis. We will do it half the price. You'll get 2 blokes doing it and any guest that we have on the show, and we will make fun of your penis live for half the price. Let's say 10 Australian bucks we'll do it for. You send us in a picture of your penis. It doesn't even have to be a picture of your penis. Could be someone else's penis. We will still make fun of it. It could be your uncle's. Sometimes you have a good time at a camping trip with your uncle, and sometimes you don't. But in the same sense, if you take a picture of a penis and send it to us, we will make fun of it for a good. We'll say, until how long does it take to jack off? 2-3 minutes? Is that enough content that we need to make for them?
I think so.
How many insults can you get about your own small penis until you go, that's actually not turning me on? That's what I want to know. People, if you're out there, if you like this type of pornography, please get in contact with us. Like I said, we'll do it for $10.
The We Only Do One Take
$10.
podcast at gmail.com.
Church.
I have a clip titled WTF, and I cannot remember what this clip is.
Did you send that clip to me?
It's clip 3.
It's clip. Okay.
I don't know what it is.
I was going to say
I don't know what it is.
None of your clips are labeled. Here we go.
But I'm just looking at mine, and in my notes it says WTF. What the fuck? I got no idea what it is.
If I let everything just hit me right now, I'm going to just be in that case.
That was it.
Oh, there we go.
Okay. Okay. So this is a clip I call. Let me just play the clip.
You can go and look. You can see the R2D2 dress, the Queen of Hearts dress, the Belle tutu, and some of my favorite skirts ever. The purple skirt, I have like it in 4 colors. It's amazing. It's super comfortable, super lightweight. Like I wore it in like the heat of the summer, and I was comfortable. Well, comfortable for walking on the sun, and it has pockets.
Ooh,
okay.
Pockets.
There's some things I really don't care about, and one is if your clothes do or do not have pockets.
Oh, Church, please.
And
pockets are life changers. Do you not know anything about pockets? You can put your phone, you can put your wallet, you can put your keys in your pockets. Now, I have gone for runs, and I have worn basketball shorts that do not have pockets. And it is very uncomfortable to carry your phone and your keys without putting them in pockets. I get this whole pocket thing.
my girlfriend has this same rant because she only buys male jeans for this exact reason, because the pockets on female jeans are terrible. They're about half the size. So I totally get where you're coming from. This is a genuine complaint she has about the fashion industry.
I understand, I completely understand that, you know, pockets are an essential part of a man's life. But what I don't get is why any man watching a porn star would care that a dress or whatever she's talking about has pockets. That
Maybe
she's no sexual, like, that's such a very specific fetish.
Maybe she's the porn star for fashion designers. I don't know.
Maybe so. But she may not know much about clothes, or she may be catering that, but she definitely doesn't. She definitely knows how to direct.
And you told me that they wanted it up high and then pointing down, so that's what I did. And then you complained the whole time. It gives me a double neck.
Yeah, it's not, now seeing it's not that sexy of a view for me.
So someone asked, "I want you to film me from above, like looking down from above, like I guess like a point of view type of shot." And the husband is filming, so here's the film. He films the porn. Obviously, it's obviously his penis, and then they're filming it, and obviously she's complaining she has like a double chin or double neck. Now I don't understand how that happens. Usually, like a double neck shot is from the below instead of the above. I don't get that, but she's now yelling at the director, which is her partner, about what the shot looks like. But who cares? You're just filming it. That's what the client wants. Just provide the client what they are requested. I don't get that.
She's not exactly a chubby kind of person, so I don't know how she could have a double chin either. I'm just looking at it. It's like, you got to have a fair bit down there to roll up.
Yeah.
You know?
But do you know why she's actually, like, she's said on her website she's lost a lot of weight. Do you know why she's lost a lot of weight?
Finish the day with more bone broth because that's always our issue at the end of the night. It takes like 30, 45 minutes to eat. Now we're just going to suck down some bone broth while we take our showers and get clean and ready for the next full day.
So there you go. So a bit of life lessons for you there. I found this. Jess pointed out this clip for me.
You know, if you don't have a seatbelt and you fly out the front of your windshield, I would rather be like strangled by a seatbelt than glass sharded to death. So.
Have you ever been glass sharded to death?
She obviously doesn't know A, how seatbelts work, and A, why windscreens are designed the way they are. It's like, seatbelts are designed to do exactly the opposite. If the seatbelt's going to strangle you, you should stop wrapping it around your neck like a noose when you get in the car.
It's not like a chokehold. This is a weird porno that she's directing. What can I say?
Obviously, when you do that much BDSM, you've got to, you forget how, like, to put other belts on that you're not supposed to, get a sensation out of.
Well, this is my final clip I've got here. This is, so this whole show they're talking about going to Disney, and eventually I worked out that they're going to be filming pornography at Disney. And then she says something that really, really scares me.
So I am leaving for Disney for a couple of days. So if I don't respond to you immediately, I still love you, but I ignore all y'all whenever I am on family vacation because
So she's on family vacation, but she's obviously going to film pornography with her partner at whatever hotel they stay at while they visit Disney. So can you imagine, like,
isn't Disney outsource? I thought Disney was closed, and I thought Disney had just cut 28,000 employees at Disneyland.
I don't. Everything about this makes it even worse.
Well, obviously, obviously, the people that have lost their jobs are finding work other ways, which I assume is why she's going there, because that's where all the people are that need jobs.
I guess so.
Yeah.
I just don't understand. Like, imagine I'm going to go to Disneyland to film pornography, and then getting excited that you get to dress up. Now, we've had people on our show that are cosplayers. You know, we've got Keenan and Heidi, and they actually, he proposed to her at Disneyland, in front of the Millennium Falcon, and he told us, like, Disney don't like people dressing up in the characters' costumes, like being in cosplay and going there. So that's what really made me understand that these costumes aren't for her to wear around the park. It's for her to make pornography for.
Because Disney won't let you in if you dress up as a Disney character. It actually has to be different. Because then otherwise people think that you're like an employee at Disney.
Yeah. So it's protecting their IP. It's amazing. You see, Warner Brothers Movie World on the Gold Coast, if you dress up as Bugs Bunny and walk in, I don't really think they give a fuck.
Oh, it's Australia. Of course not.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, another Bugs Bunny.
No, but it'll be the
Watch
the
out,
Australians
Disney will
just
probably buy him out soon.
The Australian would just have the cheap Chinese version that they've bought online, which doesn't look anything like the real Disney character, so everyone knows.
It's just an Easter Bunny costume.
Yeah.
Kieran, do you have any more clips, or have we covered this show
Can you just play my clip one
pretty
again?
thoroughly? Clip one.
I'm gonna have a COVID vagina.
Oh, I think that. So this show here, this was easily out of the four other out of the four podcasts, Porn Stars podcasts I've listened to. Series 1 that we got in trouble for from Siri herself, then Christy Loves, Bridget B, and now this one here with Lelu. I think this was absolutely the worst one of the lot.
Here.
So
I
look, I had no idea. Look, I listened through the whole thing and I had no clue. I was just as clueless as to what went on throughout the whole thing, as much as I was when I started the episode. Look, I'll give him this: the actual level, the actual quality of the audio was pretty decent. Like they actually, and the
not
microphone that they were using was pretty decent. So I'll give him that. But as far as the content and her speaking pace, I mean, oh god, yeah, no, I had no clue what was happening.
But well, we've got one more episode of Wanktober being next week. We've got some other very exciting guests. Hopefully, we can book that one in properly. But our last show is going to be the big mama of the shows of all the Porn Star podcast hosted shows, and that is the Pornhub show run by Pornhub, hosted by Asa Akira, the Pornhub podcast. So that's going to be very interesting. I'm having discussions with our next guest for that. But Dan, you've done an amazing job today. You've survived an hour and a half with us, going from everything from rants to news to alcohol reviews, and then you even pulled out all the stops and listened to possibly the worst podcast I've ever subjected anybody to listen to. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Where can we find all of your greatness that you've been doing?
Oh, thanks. You treat me so nicely sometimes. When I'm at my co-host, I usually tell them to fuck off at the end of the episode. So you guys really roll out the red carpet treatment for me. So thank you. But as for Barre Talk, it is out we broadcast it live, as in not live, I do up the episode, but it is premiered live on air every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. usually, Melbourne time, on Australian Musicians Radio, which is at amraustralia.caster.fm. But it is, of course, out as a podcast every Thursday morning, usually at either shows.acast.com/Barre Talk or via our website, which is australianmusiciansradio.com on the Barre Talk page, so /bar-talk. And it's bar, B-A-R-R-E. It's a French word, Turch. It's a French word, as you would know, as in barcode. So, but there is actually another Barre Talk podcast, which has actually got to do with dancing.
Church wouldn't know that. He's much younger than me.
Yeah.
He wouldn't understand.
Never been a musician.
He hasn't had the life experience yet.
Yeah, I haven't been a musician for 20 years. I don't understand any understanding about music at all.
That's correct.
All I listen to, Kieran, is what you tell me to listen to, and that's Slim Dusty's, was it? 80?
Trucking on 80. 80
Trucking on
songs
80, that's
of
it.
Slim Dusty.
Which we found out in another episode that you've never listened to the full thing while I have. You're like, listen to Trucking on 80. Sure, listen to the whole thing. Yeah, that's pretty good. Oh my god, you listened to all of it?
No, it's like...
Oh, well.
It must be good driving music. I imagine
it.
it would be something good you want to put on a road trip, the old Slim.
3/4 of it is about freeways.
Oh, okay. How appropriate.
And the other one song is about drinking. And where can we find? Is it, you guys are on Facebook? I don't think you've got a Twitter.
Yep.
I couldn't spot you on Twitter, but you've definitely got a Facebook.
it's a bit weird. We're a bit split between the Barre Talk pages and, of course, the AMR pages. So we've got a Facebook page, which is Barre Talk AMR Show, which I think you've linked. Excuse me, you've linked in the description, I think, or something, or you've linked in the post.
So. Yeah.
But
Yep.
it's Barre Talk AMR Show on Facebook. We're on Twitter and Instagram as AMR Australia. AMR_Australia, and AMR Australia also on Facebook. So that's the main station Facebook. That's where you see all of our other shows as well, because we've got another show that mainly focuses on heavy music, heavy metal, called Heavy Reborn. They're really cool. Jay and Mick co-host that. I think they just had a new co-host this week added too, so that should be fun to see that. Our other main show is called The Mint Factory, where it's more of a showcase show, which sort of goes through a lot of the new pop music that's coming through every week, and they go through more of the stories behind what's going on with each of those songs. So that's another one that our station manager runs, Gareth. But he also sometimes guest co-hosts on my show as well. So he spreads his legs, so to speak, using the porn star pun there. But yeah, we're all on all the social medias and all that, and of course it's out wherever you get your podcasts for Barre Talk. So yeah, check us out when you get a chance, and let us know what you think.
On you, Gareth.
It's great fun. It's great fun. I've been on the show twice now, I think, and finally got you on the show here, but it's always a good time. I get to listen to some cool indie Australian and New Zealand music that I probably wouldn't have listened to if you hadn't got me on the show. So it's always a blast with it coming onto your show there. But for all of our lovely wankers out there, make sure you follow us on SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify, Instagram, Twitter, and the Facebook. And if you'd like to send us some hate mail, a death threat or a rant, or a picture of your penis for us to ridicule live on the show, send a picture of it on your phone and email us at weonlydoontakepodcast@gmail.com. Probably don't send it through the social medias, just so you don't get banned, but the email address of weonlydoontakepodcast@gmail.com is probably your best bet for safety in that. Dan, thank you so much for being on this episode.
No, thank you. Absolute pleasure.
And Kieran, thank you so much for being the CEO of this podcast.
My pleasure. It's a tough job, but
it's a big title for a big man.
That's right.
It's a big title, and I can't wait till the company goes down and takes you first. And with that, we will see you next Thursday.
See you guys.
CEO to Prime Minister. I think it can happen, Church.
If Trump can do it, so can you.
You have to practice your fireds to do that, I think.
My what?
Well, you have to practice your apprentice shots. You know, you're fired.
Oh, now I was just going to take out of the playbook and just call people like Crazy Kath or Dictator Dan or those names that just stick. That's the playbook I was going to take.
Tricky Turch.
That's right.
Yeah.
I know your name starts with a K, but I'd call you Classic Kieran.
Classic Kieran, yeah. Crazy Kieran.
Yeah.
Classic. Kieran's Comedy Classics. That's what it should be. All with a K. All with a... Oh, wait. No, don't do that.
I like it.
We should run your campaign. Your campaign should just be that we run in blackface. If we just get that out on the table straight away, we can get it all done and go, were you in blackface? Absolutely. Did you see my campaign? We want everyone to be in blackface. Keep it very simple. And then no one can tell you that you're racist because, you're sharing the experience of being a black man.
See, when you remember when that episode of Faulty Towers got taken down by BBC?
Yeah.
Because of the rant that one of the characters has. That was hilarious because obviously whoever had decided it obviously didn't get the context of the joke. Because remember how like a day later, John Cleese then goes out publicly and just slams the BBC. He goes, I didn't understand the joke. How can you not understand the joke? Clearly it's taking the piss out of those people that were racist. And then like 30 minutes later, they'd put the episode back up. It was that's what I do.
Blazing Saddles. It's the same sort of thing. It's like, you realize it's funny because it's making fun of racists, not because it is racist.
Yes.